Alright, welcome to First Fruits Physical Therapy. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to measure the patient for a appropriate sized manual or power wheelchair. Specifically, what seating system would fit them. The first measure of the patient that we're going to take is the width. We're going to go from the widest portion of the hip. In this case, it's 17. So she could very easily fit in a 17 wide manual wheelchair. She could also fit in a 16 wide power wheelchair, because often in a power wheelchair the armrests are mounted an inch outside of the lateral aspect of the seat rail. The next measurement would be the seat depth. The seat depth is taken from the most posterior aspect of the soft tissue. In this type of chair, that measurement is often not simply from the front of the back post, because there is often a slinging out of the back upholstery. So you will have to estimate where you believe her soft tissue or his soft tissue ends, and measure forward from there to the popliteal crease. In this case, it's 18.5 inches. So she would fit in a 17 wide by 18 deep manual wheelchair or power wheelchair seating system. That will give us the 1/2 inch clearance between the front edge of the cushion and the popliteal crease. Go ahead and put your feet on the foot plates, please. The next measurement is the lower leg or tibia. In this case, it's 16 inches. Usually, a patient will be sitting on at least a 3-inch high cushion. So if her leg length is 16 inches and she's sitting on a 3-inch cushion, that means that she has 13 inches from the top of the seat sling to where the foot plate needs to be. But that does not mean that you would order a wheelchair that has a 13-inch front seat height, because then the foot plates would be scraping on the floor. You have to add 2 inches for wheel clearance, or for 2 inches for clearance on the bottom, and then another inch for the depth of the foot plate. So she would need at least 13 inches plus an extra 3 inches, a 16-inch front seat height. Industry standard, or the highest that you generally want to go with a front seat height is between 19 and 20 inches. Any taller than that, if they're sitting on a cushion, they won't be able to get under a table in restaurants or at home or in school. The next measurement you want to take is the measurement to the top of the shoulder. In her case, it's 20 inches. And then, if my measurement tool was long enough, I would measure to the top of her head. Generally, that's about 10 to 11 inches higher than her shoulder height. So for shoulder height is 20. I'm thinking her head height generally is going to be about 30 or 31 inches. The next measurement you'd like to take, go ahead and forward for now, is the measurement from the top of the seat sling to the inferior angle of the scapula. Go ahead and lean back. And I'm estimating here because I want to show it. In her case, it's about 15 inches. So if I have an active user, someone such as having a spinal injury, thoracic level perhaps, and the inferior angle of the scapula is at 15 inches, I generally want the seat back, if they can tolerate it, below the inferior border of the scapula. Or you could have a seat back that is raised in the mid portion but has a scapular cutout down here. That provides added support but allows the freedom of the shoulder blade, the scapula, to move as they're propelling their wheelchair. In her case, she would do well with a 17-inch wide chair that is 18 inches deep with a front seat height of at least 16, but probably would need to be higher to make transfers easier, but no higher than 19 to 20 inches. The other angle you'd like to take, that should be taken, is chest width. Go ahead and put your arms out to the side, please. Chest width is taken from the lateral aspect just underneath her axilla. In her case, it's 15 inches. Go ahead and put your arms down. This can tell you how wide you need the back to be. In a manual wheelchair, you're not going to be able to set the back any narrower or wider, generally, than the seat rail. However, in power wheelchairs, where you have a lot of custom seating if you need to, or in some types of manual chairs, you can get back rests that are narrow, wide, or have a different configuration like an iBack that allows for growth of the child, if you're working with someone that's a child, because the hardware can get closer in on an iBack and then grow further out as the child grows. The other measurement you'd like to take, if I had a goniometer, go ahead and put your hand on top of the push rim at the 12 o'clock position. The other measurement I'd be interested in taking is the elbow angle. Right here it looks like she's at about 90 degrees. The best position is about 100 to 120 degrees at the elbow. That is not as stressful on the shoulder as 90 degrees when pushing the wheelchair. Thank you, and that's the end of how to measure a patient for a seating system.